Hi, my name is Krista Schultz, and I'm going to be presenting to you some social media insights for better metrics and measurements. So, to talk a little bit about the company that I chose Vans, and they are a clothing industry who specialize mainly in shoes. So, based off that information, I decided that the audience for this presentation would be the CEO and the president of Vans, who is Doug Palladini. So before we get into this presentation, I want to talk a little bit about exactly what's going to be happening in this presentation. So we're going to start with some background information, and this is going to involve us talking about exactly what's been happening with Vans revenue-wise in the past year. And then we're going to slide right into the purpose of the project, which is explaining why I'm creating this project and why I'm presenting it to you today. And then we're going to slide right into the fan visibility and post analysis. And this is going to be information from both the Facebook and the website for Vans. And based off the information that's given to us, we will be talking about the insights and takeaways from the information given to us. And then we're going to wrap things up by giving some recommendations as to how Vans can improve. So a little bit of background information. From 2019 to 2020, Vans' year-on-year revenue actually went from 24% down to 10%. Unfortunately, this was not their fault. In that year, the coronavirus happened, and because of this pandemic, a lot of in-stores, like Vans stores around the nation, ended up closing. So a lot of the revenue that Vans got from that year was just off of online sales. So because of that happening, they ended up getting a loss of about $247 million. A little more background as to Vans. Unfortunately, with their industry, it's always fast and ever-changing. So each week there could be a new trend, and whether Vans is in that trend or not can determine how much revenue they get. If they're on that trend that's been happening for a month, then their revenue is going to increase dramatically. But of course, this also involves a lot of competition, and they do have a lot of competition, so we'll be going a little bit over that too, just to make you realize how difficult it is to be in this industry. So the purpose of this project is mainly just to get an insight on the Vans analytics. Unfortunately, because I do not have access to all of their Facebook analytics, I had to resort to finding some of their website analytics as well. And unfortunately as well, there's a problem getting analytics online if you're not considered an admin on whether it's their Facebook or any social media platform. So I am truly sorry with the information that I give you, and I hope to God that it's reliable. And then, so another purpose of the project would be to understand who their fans are. Their fans are a big part of where their revenue comes from. So we're going to talk a little bit about who exactly is helping them get this revenue. And then we're going to talk about where they get most of their clicks. Clicks also mean engagement. So what kind of posts increase their engagement and what kind of posts get the most kind of engagement. And then we're going to talk about how to increase that engagement as well. So here is a chart from Trackalytics, and this is a little bit of Facebook's analytics. Unfortunately, this was last updated on May 27th of 2020. So a lot has changed since then, but again, this is the most amount of information I could get for Vans Facebook. So at that time, they had almost 19 million likes, and just on May 27th itself, they got almost 700 new likes that one day. And even then, at that time, there was about 10,000 people talking about them just in that one day. So I know this isn't updated, but they're doing pretty good for their Facebook analytics, especially since they actually get more engagement off of their Instagram than they do their Facebook, which I find very ironic. So since we have to use the website analytics as well, I found a more trusted website off of SimilarWeb, and this is about their website. So as of the past 6 months, their total amount of visits reached almost 9 million people. And their average visit duration is only 3 minutes, so I can guarantee you that that's not enough time to purchase anything, unfortunately. Hence why the revenue has decreased a lot. But they managed to also average about 5 pages per visit, which also doesn't go in line with an average duration of 3 minutes. So I'm going to assume that they're just quickly window shopping to find something that they want to show somebody. And unfortunately, their bounce rate is only at 50%. Not even. So it doesn't look like they're getting loyal customers back. So a little bit more about their website. They end up getting most of their people on their website just by searching them on Google, and that's at 54%. And then 40.41% of people just go directly to their website, so that means going just straight to Vans.com. But something I noticed here is that only 2.32% people get onto Vans' website based off of social media. So with that being said, I found exactly what social media platforms people are using to get onto Vans' website. And coming at a whopping 23% would be Reddit. Personally, I've never used Reddit, so I'm not exactly sure what is being talked about to get people to go from Reddit to Vans. But it was very surprising to see Instagram at the lowest rate of 8.28%, especially since that's where they actually get most of their engagement. It's very crazy for me to see that they have most of their engagement on Instagram, averaging about 10,000 likes, yet they're at their lowest for going onto their website. So, to talk about a little bit of the fan analysis, obviously we have our parents, and parents are a big part of our revenue as well, since if they have any children from a younger age to about mid-20s, they're going to purchase these shoes for their children, whether it's for a birthday gift, Christmas gift, graduation gift, etc. They're a big part of how Vans get their profit. And then again, teenagers, they're a lot of the target market in my eyes, so they're going to be a lot of where the profit comes from. And then you usually see employees as part of the fan analysis as well, because if you're working for Vans, you're also going to see what's being updated as every day and whenever new releases come out or when partnerships come out. So they're always up to date. And then lastly, I put partners, and something that I found out during this project was that Vans is partnered with North Face. I never knew that until now, and it's very weird to know that Vans and North Face, even though they're two completely different kind of companies, are partnered together. So a little bit of a visibility analysis. I found this post from April 15th where they were showing off their new Pink Lemonade Classic slip-ons. And this was considered their new arrival, and this is where they got their most engagement from. Unlike their other posts, this had about the most at 58 shares when they were averaging about 12 shares, and they were at 729 likes when they range around 60. So I believe that they get their most engagement when they post new releases, obviously, but as well as their partnerships. A lot of companies do partnerships nowadays, whether it's with influencers, musicians, athletes, because you're going to get both the target market for those partners as well as your company. So you're going to get a lot more revenue off of that. And so, again, like I said, that's where you get your most engagement. So there was also another post that was talking about their eco-friendly line, which is brand new, and it maybe got half of the engagement that this post did. So it was very interesting to see that. So a little bit about the post analysis. Vans actually got their most engagement on the weekdays at around 2:30 p.m. I'm not sure why it's 2:30. I expected it more to be around 5 or 6 when people are arriving back from work, but this is a very normal time for Vans to actually be posting on Facebook. Like I said before, in this case, engagement equals likes, shares, comments, etc. And people who comment on their posts are actually fans who are showing off what they've purchased already. And it's also people who are verified on Facebook excited and talking about their partnerships with Vans. I saw a lot of people that are verified on Facebook saying, like, I'm so excited for this partnership. So those are the people that kind of comment on these posts as well. And they also get their most sentiment out of their posts when they bring back old products. You always see that happen. This happened with McDonald's as well when they brought back the McRib. They got their most engagement out of the sentiment out of the post of bringing an old product back. So I noticed that when they brought back older products, they actually got more engagement because people are excited that those products are back in line. So here's some companies that are a part of Vans competition. There's Nike, Converse, PacSun, Tilly's, and Puma. In my opinion, the highest competition would be Converse because both Vans and Converse aren't exactly athletic shoes. They're more stylish shoes for you to go out on a normal day with. And so their competition is very tight with each other. So I don't really see Puma as a lot of competition, but I can definitely see why Converse is on top of that list. So some key takeaways from the data that I acquired. This is both old data and new data, as you saw. There was information from 2020 on there, unfortunately. But as I also said, data will also be updated over time. So things will be increasing, hopefully, since the coronavirus. And unfortunately, as I said before, there was not a lot of available data since I was not considered an admin on Facebook to be able to get all the information from Vans. Again, I noticed a big difference between their Instagram and their Facebook. When I was talking about their visibility analysis, I was saying that some of their posts would get about 60 likes and 12 shares. Unlike on Instagram, they're ranging from 10,000 likes to 12,000 likes, and they have over 1.4 million followers on Instagram. So there is a huge difference when it comes to their social media platforms. So I kind of said that it's clear to see that they need to figure out what makes them so successful on Instagram rather than Facebook. I don't know if it's the customers and the followers on Facebook rather than Instagram, and there's an older target market on Facebook than Instagram, but I feel like that's something that will also be recommended. So, as I was just talking about again, my recommendation would be to perform market research on the difference between Instagram engagement and Facebook engagement. I recently took a class on marketing research, so I feel like it would be very beneficial for Vans to do some research as to why there's so much more engagement on one platform than the other, because it should be about equal with such a big company. And then another recommendation that I put was to promote more about the partnerships and sponsorships. I can tell you right now, if more skateboarders per se were to post about their partnership with Vans, they would increase their customer rate and they would increase their revenue at the same time just by posting about, oh, I sponsored with Tony Hawk. I can guarantee you it would increase a lot more of the revenue. And then lastly, I was going to say just create a social media campaign that involves their new Eco Fabric line. I brought that up like once earlier in this presentation, but that's also showing that they're making a difference in this role, and I feel like today's society, a lot of customers are looking for those who are trying to save the planet as well. So if they just did a small social media campaign talking about what they're doing and promoting this Eco Fabric line, their revenue would increase a lot. So that's my presentation. Thank you for a great semester, and here's my references. Thank you.